Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be looking at my favorite Ekko build of Season 14. And that is Lichbane into Nashor's Tooth into Deathcap. And there are two reasons why I love this build. First, obviously, is the damage. When you get your 3-item spike, your EQ auto attack combo will be dealing insane numbers. And second is the dopamine. When you have Nashor's Tooth and Halo Blades, your EQ auto attack combo is almost instant. So just being able to proc that and get out without taking much damage, what more could you really ask for? And let me know in the comments, how is your rank climb going? Hopefully my videos have been helpful so far, and I'm going to continue making this sort of content to help you guys climb. Anyway, let's get into the lane. We are versus a Twisted Fate, and that's why I took Halo Blades. He's an immobile mage, you get to trade a lot into him, and it has the added benefit of giving him less time to trade back. So what you should be doing in this lane is perma trading, but I make a mistake here by not doing that, so let's learn from it together. As soon as I get to lane, I should just E on top of him, get my passive and get out. But instead, I just sit there, let him get priority, miss my E, and then now there is nothing I can do. He has the minion wave advantage, meaning if I try to trade here, I will be getting hit back by so many minions that I will end up losing the trade. And he is hitting level 2 first, so if I trade on that timer, he gets level 2 and will out-trade me. So the only thing I can do now is to wait for him to push the wave into me and look to make something happen on the bounce. And that is my trump card to win this lane, because after the wave crashes, if I am able to push the wave in time and recall, I can TP back to lane and force him into a bad situation. Because I lost priority, as melee into ranged, I had to give up CS, but it's okay, because it is more important to preserve your HP pool. So now, because I have teleport and he is running ghost, I can use this advantage by pushing the wave and recalling. However, I don't want to push too fast, because if I do, I won't have enough money to buy anything significant when I recall. So instead I slow push the wave, and my goal is to crash the wave before a cannon wave. Because if I do that, TF won't have enough time to push out the cannon wave before I am in time to get back to lane and freeze. So what TF should be doing here is thinning the wave. That way he can prevent me from crashing a big wave and he will be the one with the freeze. TF did not thin the wave enough, which means that I have the opportunity to crash this next wave before he has enough time to kill me. So that's why I don't trade here. Instead, I save my abilities so I can crash the next wave faster. And this is something you guys should do in your own games as well. Always have a plan with how you're going to play out your waves. So this is essentially checkmate, because if TF decides to hold the wave, he will lose too much HP, so when I TP back, I will have kill threat. And if he lets the wave crash, it will bounce back to me, and I can freeze the wave, which also sets up a kill. And this is a direct result of my good wave management plus TP advantage. And this can be abused more in lower elos, because players don't use TP as often there. TF tries to push the next wave, but realizes he won't have enough time, so instead he cuts his losses and recalls. And just like that, I have gained a huge lead over my opponent. And not only that, but this wave will freeze. And because it will freeze, I can set up a gank for my jungler. By keeping the wave here, it gives my jungler easy access to the lane and a lot of room to run down Twisted Fate. So that is why I am already pinging my Kazakhs to come mid before TF is even in lane. So the gank was really successful. We got both his sums and forced him to recall, but the best part is the wave is still frozen. And because the wave is frozen, I don't actually have to stay mid if there is something happening on the map. So while I fought the Rengar, the entire time the wave has been pushing to me, which means I lost minimal CS, whereas TF lost an entire wave. However, roaming with a frozen wave is actually very risky, because if you do end up dying, you are going to miss a stacked wave of 2, maybe even 3 waves worth of golden XP, which is why it is even more important to analyze the situation before roaming when you have a frozen wave. And a little side note is you can only roam on a frozen wave if the enemy laner has recalled, because otherwise they will just break the freeze. However, now we have a small problem. I really want to recall, but it would be very hard for me to crash this wave with TF there. So, because my support is nearby, I ping for him to help me crash the wave, and I get to reset for free. But now TF actually does something really smart here, which is holding the wave, because now if I decide to recall, he can deny me an entire wave. But I have one more trick up my sleeve, and that is using my ult as a teleport to get back to lane. So this way, I won't miss any CS. And because he is playing AD Twisted Fate, he cannot match my wave clear, allowing me to crash the wave for free, so now I can go get Honey Fruit to replenish my mana. And whenever you have downtime like this, you should always be checking the map. And here I notice the enemy Rengar starts Drake, so instead of pushing mid, I go to help my team contest. Unfortunately, the enemy Varus just steals it, but that solo queue is out of your control, so there is no point in getting tilted over it. So now we just go back to mid lane. And right now I already have a lead over the Twisted Fate. But I can't really expand the lead by killing him in lane because I don't have my ult. So instead, I push the wave and look for a roam. My Kha'Zix is doing void grubs, but there is no way the enemy can contest this since Rengar is bot side and we have top lane prio. So because of that, I start walking towards bot and check the map. But I don't see at the moment there being a play to be made, so I just start recalling, but while I am constantly watching bot lane to see if I can make an impact there. And would you look at that, the enemy bot lane decides to dive my Bard and completely fucks up, so I actually have the opportunity to roam now. And just because I paid attention to the map, I'm able to get my bot lane ahead. Yes, I do lose a full wave, but in solo queue, you have to make sacrifices to get your team ahead. And I already had a big enough lead on the TF that sacrificing a few CS won't change the matchup. But now there is nothing to do on the map. Top lane is not worth ganking because neither top laner can carry the game. My jungler is busy farming and the enemy jungler is missing, and we have no vision bot side, making a roam bot lane very dangerous. So instead it is much more consistent to just push mid and take plates. But now, if you are paying attention to the map, you may notice that my team managed to get a ward in the bot lane brush, meaning that when I have TP up, I can maybe make a play there. And my jungler is clearing towards bot side, meaning if I time my crash with my jungler's gank, we can create a 4v3 or 4v2 scenario. Now, we just go back to mid lane and perma push every wave. League does not need to be hard. At this point in the game, all you need to do is perma push and do things on the map. And if there's nothing to do, then just take plates. But here, I should have at least checked the top lane fight to see if I could have made an impact. And this guy in Master's Elo walked right into my W and ult. And looking back at this, I should have roamed bot lane here, because Varus is alone under tower, meaning it's a pretty free dive. Instead, I just took plates, recalled, and went back mid lane. This game I actually went for Merc Treads because they have a lot of CC on their team. And once again, I'm just going to perma push every wave. It's a really simple but very effective strategy when you are ahead, because at worst, you will simply go even in waves with your opponent, meaning you will just keep your lead. And at best, you will find something to do on the map and make an impact, giving yourself a bigger lead and creating a lead for your teammates. Now the mid lane tower is low enough for me to brute force, so I just do that, take the tower, and would you look at that, enemy bot lane is once again overextended, so that is another free roam. So once again, we go back to mid lane, and can you guess what we are going to do? Yes, we are going to push mid and roam. It is that simple, very straightforward, easy formula to follow, and it just wins games. And this kill in particular is worth a lot. I get 4 Magi stacks, I get the kill gold, and I also get the tower gold, so I am so insanely far ahead in this game. And here is a perfect example of why I love teleport on Ekko, because you can make plays like these. After killing TF, I recall and go top lane. Because my Udyr is already bot lane, there is no reason to share resources with him, so it is better to go and get resources somewhere else on the map. However, I make a crucial error here by going to help my Bard who got caught on top lane. The reason why this is a really bad decision is because none of my teammates are nearby, making this a potential 2v5 situation. And this one bad decision cost me 10 Magi stacks and gave over my 1k gold shutdown. After respawning, I decided to go bot lane, but I think this was a really big mistake because the Baron is spawning and I have no teleport. And then I make an even bigger mistake by doing the exact same thing I did that led to me dying earlier, which is making a play when none of my teammates are nearby. Luckily, Ezreal manages to catch the Rengar, making it a 1-for-1. And because the enemy team used Varus ult, Thresh Flash and Rengar ult on me, I tell my team to go Baron, because I can just teleport when I respawn, making it a really safe Baron call. And now that we have Baron, ending the game is very simple. Just pick a lane, push the lane, and end the game. When you are fed as Ekko, you can just dive anybody who tries to defend, making it very easy to siege towers. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I also stream live on this channel whenever I can, so if you want to watch me play live, now you can. Good luck in your ranked games, and I will see you guys in the next video.